All right, so today we're taking a bit of a different approach to our deep dive.
Oh,
Yeah, instead of dense research papers or news articles,
right.
we're going to be looking at a collection of heartwarming stories.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's from a show called Heartbeat, celebrating human connection.
Okay.
Um, and I got to say, sometimes I really need these little reminders
Yeah.
that there's still some good happening in the world.
Mm,
And Heartbeat just really delivers that. They
yeah.
showcase all these amazing acts of kindness, big and small,
Uh-huh.
all over the world. And you know what strikes me
What's that?
is how these stories, while being so unique,
Right.
in like their settings and the circumstances,
Yeah.
they tap into something that's so universal.
It really is like that shared human experience
Yeah.
of empathy and compassion that really connects us all.
Exactly. And it transcends borders and cultures, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's like a universal language we all understand.
Like, take the story of John. He's a homeless man in this really bustling city.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd think someone in his position would be focused on his own struggles.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But no, when a tourist loses her wallet,
Oh.
John's the one who helps her.
Really?
Yeah, and he even gives her his only spare change
Wow.
so she can make a phone call.
That's incredible.
It really is. And, that story makes you think
About
about all those invisible barriers we build
Yeah.
around social groups. Like, we see someone experiencing homelessness,
Mm-hmm.
and we just make all these assumptions about them,
Right. Right.
about their ability to give. But John,
Yeah.
he embodies generosity.
He does.
And it reminds us that compassion really has no socioeconomic boundaries.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
It is. It's a good reminder that kindness can come from anywhere.
You never know what someone's story is or what they're capable of, right?
It's so true.
And speaking of defying expectations, there's another story
Oh, yeah.
from Japan that really touched me.
Okay.
It's about this little boy who only speaks Korean,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets lost. And this woman sees him.
Okay.
And she wants to help, but she doesn't speak any Korean.
Oh, wow.
And you might think, how can she possibly help if they
Right.
can't even communicate?
Exactly.
But she uses a translation app on her phone
Oh, wow.
to bridge that language barrier.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing how technology can connect us like that.
It really is, especially in the name of kindness.
Yeah, it's like this little pocket translator became this bridge
Uh-huh.
between two totally different worlds.
It's amazing.
And then there's the story of these teenagers
Okay.
who help this elderly woman with her groceries every week.
Ah.
They could easily just walk by,
Yeah.
but they choose to spend their time helping her.
That's really nice.
It is. And it really highlights that ripple effect
Yeah.
of those small, consistent acts of kindness.
It's not just physical support either. It's
Uh.
building a relationship, creating a sense of community.
Yeah. And who knows what kind of impact that has on their lives.
You really don't know. It could be huge.
It really makes you wonder if those grocery runs have turned into something much deeper.
Yeah, like a surrogate family or something.
Exactly.
That's really sweet.
It is. And speaking of community,
Yeah.
there's this incredible story from Brazil.
Oh, tell me about it.
Okay, so this kid is reading under a streetlight
Oh, no.
because he doesn't have proper lighting at home.
Wow.
It's heartbreaking, but the community's response is what's truly inspiring.
What did they do?
They built a library corner in the park
Wow.
so that everyone would have access to books and light.
That's amazing.
It really is. It shows how a single observation
Uh-huh.
can spark this collective effort to make things better.
Right. It's the power of compassion.
Exactly.
And community.
Yeah, it reminds us that we can create positive change in our own communities,
Mm-hmm.
no matter how small the act may seem.
I love that.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about acts of kindness that push us beyond our comfort zones.
Okay, I'm listening.
Like the story of this runner in the New York City Marathon.
Oh, yeah.
He's on track to get a personal best,
Wow.
which is a huge deal for anyone running a marathon.
For sure.
But then he sees another runner collapse,
Oh, no.
and without any hesitation, he stops to help.
That's incredible.
It is, and it's the perfect example of how compassion can win,
Yeah.
even when we're striving for individual goals.
It's like he recognized a greater human need
Right.
and chose to act selflessly.
Exactly. It's truly inspiring.
It really is.
Sometimes these acts of bravery inspire others to take action, too.
Like what?
Like the story of this woman in Australia
Okay.
who saved a drowning child.
Oh, wow.
But her courage didn't stop there.
Really?
Yeah, she actually inspired a bunch of people in her community
To do what?
to sign up for life-saving classes.
That's amazing.
It is. It's like her bravery sparked this movement.
It's like a ripple effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And those acts of courage can have such a huge impact.
You're right. It's like one person's actions.
Can empower others to make a difference.
And create this chain reaction of compassion.
And preparedness.
Yeah, it's like all these stories are emotional dominoes,
I like that.
creating this wave of positive change.
Yeah,
It's pretty amazing.
it is.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty inspired by all these stories.
Me too. It makes you realize that there's so much good happening in the world.
Right.
Even when it feels like we're surrounded by negativity.
Absolutely.
It's so important to remember that.
It is. And it's like each story is a little spark
Uh-huh.
that ignites this flame of generosity and compassion.
Yes.
And that flame can spread,
You really can.
warming our hearts and connecting us to something larger than ourselves.
It's a beautiful reminder that we all have that capacity for kindness within us.
I agree. And it's just waiting to be shared.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like a reminder that we're not alone
Right.
in wanting to make the world a better place. Like
Yeah.
there's that shared humanity and recognizing that in others.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's not always about those grand gestures. Or heroic feats. Sometimes it's the simplest acts that have the biggest impact.
Yeah, for sure.
Like there's this story about this restaurant in India
Okay.
where people can actually buy meals for those in need.
Oh, wow, that's really cool.
It is, right?
That's a really neat concept.
It is. It speaks to that idea of sharing
Uh-huh.
and making sure that everyone has access to something so basic.
Right, like food.
Yeah, exactly. A meal.
That's really powerful.
It is like this silent pact of empathy
Mm-hmm.
where those who can give extend a helping hand
Yeah.
to those who are struggling.
I like that.
And then there's this story about this elderly man in London
Today?
who, like, every day would go out and clean up his local park.
Oh, that's nice.
I know, right?
It's very sweet.
I could just picture him out there, rain or shine,
Yeah.
taking care of this shared space.
It's lovely.
And what's interesting is that his dedication inspired other people,
Really?
yeah, to join in.
That's so cool.
It went from this one man's act of service
Yeah.
to like a whole community effort.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's like he planted this seed of care and responsibility.
Yeah.
And it blossomed into this beautiful garden where everyone participated.
I love that.
You know, another story that really resonated with me
Oh, yeah. Tell me.
was the one about this artist in South Africa
Okay.
who saw this little kid just captivated by his work. I know. And he didn't just like smile and walk away.
Right.
He gifted her a set of paints and brushes.
Really?
Yeah. To encourage her creativity.
That's awesome.
It is. And it shows how kindness can be about nurturing potential.
Yeah.
It's not just about the gift itself,
Right.
but it's that act of encouragement,
Mm-hmm.
like believing in someone else's abilities.
Absolutely. And who knows?
Right.
Maybe that little girl will go on to be a famous artist.
It's true.
All thanks to that little act of kindness.
It's pretty amazing, right?
It is.
It's like those small acts that can have such a huge impact.
It's a ripple effect.
And we might not even realize it.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that we can inspire and empower others,
Mm.
sometimes without even knowing it.
That's true.
Speaking of inspiration,
Yeah.
there's also the story of this musician in Paris
Okay.
who was playing his violin on the street,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just pouring his heart into his music.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
And someone recognized his dedication
Yeah.
and not only gave him money, but also organized the whole concert for him.
Wow, really?
Yeah, to give him a platform to share his talent.
That's incredible.
It's like they saw this spark in him
Uh-huh.
and they wanted to help it grow into this flame that everyone could see.
That's so beautiful.
It's like a reminder that we all have these unique gifts to share.
Yeah.
And sometimes all we need is someone to believe in us and give us that chance.
That's very true.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling really moved by all these stories.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's like we're seeing the power of human connection in its purest form. It's not just heartwarming. It's like a testament to the good that exists in humanity, the desire to connect and care for each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a warm bath for your soul, right?
It is. It really is.
It's a good reminder that even when things seem negative,
Yeah.
there's this like undercurrent of love and kindness.
That's true. And what's interesting is that it's not just isolated events, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a universal impulse
Yeah.
to want to care for each other,
Hmm.
to reach out and make a positive impact.
Yeah.
It's like it's built into us. you know?
Yeah, it really does feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like we all have this potential for kindness.
You do.
Just waiting for the right moment.
Exactly. And Heartbeat does a great job of that.
Of what?
Of showcasing those moments, those little sparks of connection that remind us we're all human.
It's true.
It's a celebration of the little things, you know, that make the world a little brighter.
Yeah.
A little more hopeful.
This has been such an inspiring deep dive.
It has.
And it makes me wonder, what act of kindness are our listeners going to share today?
I love that question.
It doesn't have to be anything big.
Right.
It could just be a smile.
Yeah.
Or lending a helping hand, or even just listening.
Absolutely.
And remember, even the smallest gesture can have a ripple effect.
That's so true. It can touch so many lives.
It can so carry the warmth of these stories with you.
Yes.
And let them inspire you.
That's a great way to put it.
Well, thanks for joining me on this heartwarming journey.
It's been my pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious, stay kind.
Yeah.
And keep spreading those heartbeats of human connection.